Going... Really? Koji, did you translate this? Going Haam. Urianger wishes to depart at once, as do I for that pun. Ahem. If one and all are ready, then let us set forth our preparations to complete. If I may, I beg a moment to exchange this vessel for its grown counterpart. It is in the keeping of alchemists of the High Crucible. Of course. We shall accompany thee thither and thence begin our journey. By walking straight through me. Thanks, Urianger. It's almost like they can't see me. Anybody got anything to say, Zero? Opening a gate is about as difficult as I expected. This... Not the hat. Actually, you've got a very similar get-ups to me. This dress is one of my favourite pieces of gear in FF14. And I really wish they would make... You know, like they did with the Sky Piratey gear back in 6.0 when they made it glamourable by any job. I really wish they'd do the same with that set. The maiming one is all right, but the... In fact, I think... Am I still wearing it on my bard? Oh, I'm not. What is that? Oh, I don't seem to have it... That one. Yeah. This is probably one of my favourite pieces of gear in FF14, and I would love to be able to wear that on my Reaper. Because the maiming version just is... Have I got the maiming version? What? That's not the maiming version at all. No, I'd really like to be able to wear that. What do you mean glamours can't be restored? Urianger. So in the very unlikely chance that you're watching this, Square Enix, please make glam available, please. My apologies for the delay. My, that is a striking simulacrum indeed. Well suited to the work ahead, I doubt not. Allow me to explain Ishto's plan in greater detail. Texture. As you know, we seek to open a void gate in Mare Lamentorum, that we might gain direct passage to the moon of the 13th. Whilst our comrades labour upon the moon, we must needs accomplish two tasks. The first is the procurement of a substantial quantity of ether, and subsequent delivery of it into the Tower of Babel. Said structure was once used to siphon the land's essence by way of the Telophoros spires. Such a method, however, doth pose an unacceptable risk to the greater ethereal balance of our world. Thus must we seek an alternate means of conveying our requisite resource. Our second task doth pertain to the use of the Tower of Babel itself. You may recall that this portal unto the moon was placed under the supervision of the Ilsabard contingents. If we would employ it to 2 different ends, we must first obtain the contingents' express permission. I should like to believe they would not refuse us, so perhaps we should concern ourselves with the ether problem first. Have you any idea whence we might source the vast quantity needed? Aye, a likely location doth come to mind. Let us make for the airship landing. There I shall reveal more. How mysterious, Urianger! Where are we going? I actually can't think. Oh, is this where we're going to the dungeon? Because it's the Aetherfont. Is it Aetherfont? That would make sense, wouldn't it? We are going to a font of ether to collect ether. Airship landing has its own aetherites. I'm sure I knew this, but I did know this. Wasn't that where Zero was hanging out at one point? Hi, Zero. I sometimes come here for the view. Yes, we know. We've met you here. I am most keen to know more of Urianger's potential solution. In the worst case, I was prepared to offer one of my eyes, but it seems it will not come to that. It's just, no, yes. All are present and accounted for. Excellent. We shall travel to Sharlayan and thence seek the nearby Isle of Haam. Near unto the surface of this isle do rivers of ether converge. The churning energy of this confluence is released by the way of geysers. Geysers. I can never remember how to pronounce that word. Originally, the Ragnarok was to be powered by ether harvested from the isle. But, as you know, an alternate power source was ultimately found for the vessel. Passage into Ultima Thule to the very limits of existence was facilitated by naught less than the strength of the Mother Crystal herself. As such, the Isle of Ham's vast ether deposits remain untouched. We may help ourselves to that energy, provided we are able to secure the Forum's permission. Yet again, we're needing permission. There's nothing straightforward in this world. Such is the nature of politics, I fear. And as the signs of the Seventh Dawn have been officially disbanded, no longer we are a recognised collective. A somewhat disadvantaged position, bureaucratically speaking. Fortunately, however, there is a recognised and respected body upon which we might prevail. The students of Baldesion. Upon arriving in Sharlayan, let us seek our friends of the Annex. We are going to need to go and clear the Isle of Haam to acquire the necessary permissions or something. Ojika Sunjika. Oh, have we? We have in fact teleported straight there. The room looked a little bit similar in terms of colour tone, and thus I hadn't even realised we've travelled thousands of miles. Welcome back, Demajen. What brings you here today and in such colourful company? Greetings, Ujika. On this occasion, we are come to seek the students' assistance in a matter of some urgency. In that case, you want to speak with Kryl. She's in the main hall, sorting through our archives. Voice has gone through about 4 iterations in 3 sentences. There's a visitor with her at the moment, but it's no one you don't know, so feel free to show yourselves in. It's not Alphino, is it? Because you could just say it's Alphino if it was Alphino. Oh, it's, yes. Travelly guy. I forget his name.
Well now, if it isn't 2 of my dearest friends. As for the other 2, I don't believe we've had the pleasure.
Has she not met Vishan?
Not in this vessel, perhaps.
Ah! She hasn't met this Vishan.
Though, you are welcome to call me Vritra, if you prefer.
Pay me no mind. I merely accompany them.
I
am nothing. I am zero.
If you are occupied, we shall call again anon.
What's his name? Remind me.
It's quite all right. We've just finished swapping all our secrets anyway.
Kryl's voice actress doesn't get a huge amount of work regularly in FF14, but she does seem to relish it whenever it comes up.
Erenville occasionally
Erenville! That was it.
Gossip, you see.
Why is her nose so
petty
pixelated?
Mysterious relics. If there's aught that might be of interest to the students, he kindly lets us know.
Muggles!
Alas, I must soon depart on an expedition. As I may be away for an extended period, I wish to give Kryl fair warning. Hence my visit today.
Mm-hmm.
I see. There are specimens that want for procuring, I presume?
No, it isn't guild ship business, but rather... homecoming.
Mm.
But enough about me. You have business too, yes? And I'm in the way.
Nah.
Far from it. As a matter of fact, we should be grateful if you could stay and share your knowledge of the nearby isles with us.
Ah.
We seek a means to travel to the Void. There, a man named Golbez plots to invade our world. A man who even now holds my sister
I mean,
hostage.
that's a very succinct explanation for the plot of 6.1 through 4, isn't it? Golbez.
To that end, we require a great quantity of ether, which we understand may be had on the Isle of Haam.
Harm.
We came in the hope of exploring how it might best be procured.
An invasion from the 13th. Must the stakes always be so dramatic?
Yeah, there you go, doubters. You wanted stakes? Have some stakes. An invasion of Voidsent from the 13th. It's not quite Ascian, but it's not bad.
You have a knack for finding trouble.
Me? Yes. Yes, I do.
If gleaners collected world-ending crises, you could make quite a name for yourself in our profession.
Yes. You are not wrong.
It's true the Isle of Haam is a veritable font of ether.
An Aetherfont.
But as it's under the Forum's direct jurisdiction, only a privileged few get to set foot there. I myself haven't.
So if we want to help ourselves to the Isle's ether, we'll need to secure the Forum's permission.
Uh-huh. If only we knew people on the forum. Does that mean we need to go and talk to Alpha now?
Very well. The students of Baldesion recognize your endeavors as combating a grave threat to the world. As representative, I hereby pledge our...
Or do we just need to talk to Fortuno? Well, I mean, we need to talk to the forum as a whole.
Now that it's official, you may leave the politics and paperwork to me. Our operations remain small, but we shouldn't meet any undue resistance.
You say... Why is her nose so pixely? It's not just me, is it? She has a really pixely nose.
We are truly grateful.
Do.
If I may,
If you may. Come what
the
may.
original plan for the Exodus, ether collected from the Isle of Haam was to power the Ark.
Correct.
Art thou perchance familiar with the logistics of this endeavor?
Your gloves
I
are
don't
clipping.
know anything about that, I'm afraid. Nor do I think any gleaner would. You might have better luck asking someone involved with the Ark's construction.
That mechanic-y guy. The mechanic not Lalafell. Engineer Lalafell.
Margaret, for instance. She's a researcher in Sharlayan
Or
Hamlet.
Margaret's.
I met with her for a job recently, and she mentioned working on the Ragnarok's propulsion system.
Like you do.
You could do worse than to seek her out while awaiting the forum's verdict.
I do like the highlights in his hair.
Just that. Our gratitude for thine advice, and may this threat be but a memory upon thy return.
You're quite welcome. Now then, if you'll excuse me.
Homecoming time. These things in the background could do with some upraising as well. Especially considering how high resolution this map is. Mind you, I suppose then it would be revealed that these post-it notes are all the same.
Best start drafting our petition. Go on and find your researcher. I'll contact you as soon as we've made progress.
Wonder what Kryl does for fun.
Let us leave matters here to Mistress Kryl, and hie ourselves to Labyrinthos.
To Labyrinthos it is. Not. Ah, Kryl. Always more paperwork.
Right then, time to put our best foot forward.
Gonna need to clear some space first.
Oh. A pity you can't tidy yourself. I should have had Ishtola enchant you when I had the chance.
Love the fact that she has a little stool.
And what have we here?
A discovery?
Later, Kryl, later. You've work to do.
But what if it's interesting or important? I must know. Foreshadowing. That is arguably what we call Chekhov's gun. Putting something on stage that has to be used later, otherwise it is a useless addition to a story. With Chekhov's gun, it was, of course, a gun. If you put a gun on the table in Act 1, then by the end of Act 3, it must be fired. Otherwise, what is the point of drawing attention to it? This is very clearly a similar kind of thing, although it could, of course, be a red herring. Literacy? Literary devices lesson with Demajen. Because I'm an English teacher. For my sins. For my sin eating. The students of Baldesion has been added to, it was already in the unending codex, wasn't it? Speak with Margaret in the Sharlayan Hamlets. I feel like we've talken? No. I feel like we've spoken to Margaret before. Possibly as part of a side quest? Don't know. Oh. It's the comedy music. Visitors? How delightful. If you require assistance, then ask away. It so happens you caught me in post-deadline bliss. Forgive us the abruptness of our inquiry, but 'tis our understanding that thou had charge of the Ragnarok's propulsion systems. We should like to know how ether harvested at the Isle of Haam was to be stored and transported to the Ark, if the disclosure of such information is permitted. Oh, it's no bother at all. We built special tanks that can store ether, just like we use casks to store wine. Simple, really. Simple, but quite brilliant in construction. They rivaled even crystals for etheric capacity. Pity we never got to use them. How muddled and distant the memory. When Doom's deadline loomed large and we extricated ourselves from a waist-high mile of work only to end up chin-deep in another. I was at one with the world, a conduit for the energy of creation, but now I am truly alive. Who would have thought that sleeping in a bed and eating warm meals could make such a difference? Why, I feel positively functional. I dare say it rivals the thrill of dancing on the knife edge of failure. Blink. We are glad for you, quite. On the subject of the ether tanks, do you know what became of them? What did become of them? For the life of me, I can't seem to remember. Oh, but I do remember someone who might remember. He should be back by now. Just look for the fellow wearing an outfit that screams, "I've been on vacation and you haven't." Very well. We shall seek out this conspicuous college of thine. Our sincerest gratitude, Margaret, and do look after thyself. Come, let us seek out this individual attired in a manner suggested of recent furlough. Or you could have just given us the name. Since we have the unique ability to see people's names floating over their heads. All part of the echo, no doubts. Christmas reindeer. What a choice. Oh no, this isn't the Christmas reindeer, is it? The Christmas reindeer's got a glowy nose. Well, actually, I suppose this is a Christmas reindeer. Nobody here looks like they've been on vacay, do they? In a house? Not in that house. Nor in that one. Aha! Cockle? Dankle. Wasn't he the engineer guy? He was the engineer guy, wasn't he? He is, of course, wearing a shirt of a pattern. The face that launched our teeny-tiny boat. How have you been, Demajen? Able to catch a bit of rest? But now... Well, if I don't know about the ether tanks, soon Beauregard's name would. But right in my very own workshop they were. Ba-bum-bum. Ah, pleasure as always, Master Cockhole. I trust thy respite proved rejuvenating. And there's some, but I won't bore you with the details, at least not without a drink in me. So, why the interest in our little old tanks? Permit me to explain. With a pan upwards and a potential fade to black. Look, a pan upwards and a potential fade to black. Pan down. I see. I think I got the long and short of it. It goes without saying, but we owe you all more than we can ever repay. If you need our ether tanks, then they're at your disposal. There's just one problem. You need the forum's approval to set foot on the Isle of Haam. Were it up to me, you'd be on the next ship out, but that lot can't wipe their arses unless it's in accordance with procedural motions. You may be assured that my backside is immaculate. Thanks, Fortuno. That's dialogue I didn't need. Thaliax thumping thighs. Master Fortuno, and Scarlet Monteshan. What a surprise. Ow, my ears just popped. Pardon the intrusion. The forum has deliberated your petition and we decided to deliver our verdict directly. I would hope that the matter of pandemonium has not been overshadowed by other concerns, but that is discussion for another time. Interesting. I wonder if that dialogue changes if you do pandemonium first. Let me know in the comments down below if that is the case. You have been granted special dispensation to travel to the Isle of Haam for the purposes of etheric extraction on one condition, because they do tend to do that, don't they? They change dialogue, which is one thing that I really like that FF14 does. On one condition. On account of its rich deposits of ether, the isle is home to throngs of vicious beasts. We ask that you kill such creatures you encounter. Called it! And it wasn't much of a guess, let's be honest, but, you know, I take my victories where I can. That's all. Given the vast amount of ether we seek, I expected a far higher price. Believe me, we do not underestimate the value of what you desire. Nay, we simply owe the students of Baldesion and their esteemed collaborators a debt of gratitude, and we felt that expediting your request was a suitable way to repay it. A debt of gratitude. We have taken the liberty of arranging your passage to the Isle of Haam, and your vessel awaits at Scholar's Harbour. Nod. It be dungeon time. I better get those ether tanks loaded onto the airship. How? Clicky neck. I'm breaking down in front of your very eyes. We'll be ready to take him where you need, assuming it's safe. I shall head back to the annex, but should you need anything else, don't hesitate to call. I can't mimic Quail's voice at all. I'm so bad at this, but you don't watch it for quality mimicking, do you? You watch it for the insightful anecdotes and my delightful take on things. Anything to say? That Master Fortuno, Scarlet Monteshan should personally deliver these glad tidings. We must endeavour to repay their faith in us. I see this forum is like Alizé. It seems this forum is like Alizé. They help others simply because they want to. All have proceeded apace thus far, and it is thanks to the enduring bonds you have forged. Indeed. See, it is building on things that we have done.
Bound for the Isle of Haam. You look like the ones Master Fortuno told me to expect.
You don't sound that cheery, Captain.
If you're ready to depart, then so am I. Just say the word.
Plong! The Aetherfont unlocked. Oh?
Is something the matter?
I did recruit one other to our party, but he is late to arrive.
Oh? It's not Graho, is it? Oh no! Dad cred! How you been, son?
Thancred? 'Tis good to see you.
If it isn't Varshan. They do grow up so quickly. Urianger tells me we have a host of exciting new tribulations to face.
We haven't seen Thancred for a patch or two, have we? In fact, have we seen him since 6.0? I forget.
You must be Zero. I've heard all about your daring do in Glamour. A pleasure.
I love Thancred's drawl. Milady, no.
Apart from strengthening our company with his redoubtable skill at arms, Thancred may also serve as a mentor in those matters that trouble.
Ah, look at Urianger trying to fix things.
I speak of the intangible forces which bring souls together. Thancred is possessed of experience both unique and insightful that I am sure he would gladly share with thee.
You're not wrong there. Thancred has been through some shit. Dadcred. Wonder how Reen and what's the face are getting on. Gaia. Wong, the Aetherfont unlocked. There we go. A new regular duty has been added to the duty finder and duty supports. Onwards. We are going with a party of NPCs. And we are taking... Ooh, who should we take? We could take Dadcred. Well, Dadcred is the default. So, let us go with Dadcred. The Aetherfont. First impressions. Here goes nothing. How do I play Reaper again? I say this every time. Instant portrait reverted to default. I wish that it updated with your gear sets. That's pretty. Ready for some giant polygonal polar bears. Hello? Jellyfish. I remember fighting those in 1.0. They were some of the first enemies that you encountered in 1.0. They were quite challenging as well. There were certain open world dungeon areas where you could fight them, and they were good. A Haam, a frost beast. This is very impressive, isn't it? Okay, so. This will hurt. That was not the right direction. Ah, this guy's got too big a hitbox. Get out of that. Frosty breath. Hee polar bears. Oh. They're all dead. This is very nicely realised, isn't it? It's very picturesque. Having all the kind of animals. Oh, hello. Shark Bros. Mini Shark Bros.
This will hurt.
One of them is facing me, Thancred. Do your job. Nope. I love the special effects of Reaper. Have I been bold? I have. Damage dealt from bowl. I suppose it doesn't make any sense for Urianger to do any of the kinds, does it? It's very chill music. Aurelia. Oh, and some of these fairy sprite things. Possibly not my smartest opening gambits. I never actually did read the combat changes patch notes that they put in the updated version. I looked away and completely screwed that up. Sorry, Communio. That's my own stupid fault. I'll save that. Beasties. Yeah, it's a nice looking place, this. Okay. Double. Don't stand in the cone, Dema. You spoon. Uh-huh. Have I turned off NPC effects? I guess I have. I don't remember doing that. Right, first boss. Ooh, slidey bits. Whee! What the hell is that? Lyngbakr. The landfast foe. Sweep. I only caught that because I saw the others running. It's a nice introduction to party mechanics. Oh. Do. I was actually right. That's a rarity when it comes to game mechanics. Ow. Ooh, are you guys suffering? Ah. Body slam. Ooh. Uh-huh. I guessed the mechanics correctly, guys. Are you proud? Sonic Boop? Oh no, Sonic Bloop. Sonic Bloop. This is a weird looking boss. Is this a model that's been used before, or is it the same model as the thing that we fight as part of the big ass fight down in the Tempest, which I don't think I've actually fought? Gotcha. Wow. Some materia. Oh, is it zipline time? It is. Whee! Biome change. Oh, gosh. It's ping-ponging around there, isn't it? That means that they can unload the previous section of the dungeon from memory. Oh, so I was right when I did my trailer reaction. These are actually giant Apkulus.
Together we shall overcome this.
That's why they looked bigger, because they are in fact bigger. I'm sorry, penguins. Oh. There's obviously a trick with Reaper to lining up your damage so that you manage to get all of these going off at once and just do massive AoE. Obviously, I don't pay enough attention, and therefore I've never figured it out. I just randomly, well, not randomly push buttons. I'm not that bad. But the tactics of lining up damage windows and all that kind of jazz is like, nope. None of that for me. I do not play FF14 for the combat. Although I do like the combat. You know, I certainly prefer the combat to World of Warcraft's combat, which I can't stand. Too spammy. Haam troll? I do wish this was ever so slightly wider. It feels like it's not going to be wide enough to get everybody in. Oh. Oh. The sound effects are quite meaty for these guys, aren't they? Or maybe that's the immersive sound pack version 2. I literally only bought it because I was getting so frustrated with the audio popping and crackling and stuttering issues that were introduced. You know, it's possible that that was their cunning plan all along. Whee! What the hell are these? Giant rainbow golems. Oh, Final Fantasy XIV's gone woke. They're avid. No, I'm not going to make that joke. Because people will think I'm being serious. Rather than taking the piss out of anti-woke people. They're cool looking golems, though. I don't even know whether it's worth using AoE abilities versus just 2 enemies on Reaper. That's how little I actually know about the class. Distance earring of fending. Fending? Well, mind you, I suppose I could do with some upgrades to my fending stuff. I was looking at the prices for the new crafted gear, the 640 stuff. It's not cheap. It's not cheap at all. But that's fine. I don't necessarily need the absolute best gear. As long as I can get the minimum eye level for the raids, I'm generally happy enough with whatever. I must admit, I didn't do the last tier of raids as much as I often do. It was the 24-man last, wasn't it? I normally run it for like 4, 5, 6 weeks before I get distracted by other things in the routine. But I don't think I did this time. There was almost certainly something else that got in the way. Ooh. That's nice. Some reasonably high-resolution mountains as well. Oh, boss. Oh, it's the crystal bear. Just managed to get that in. Okay, big-ass battle cry. Cyan Cap Cavern. Lightning leap. Oh, a pattern on the floor.
That's far enough.
Is there a particular... I think it just travels down the lines. Oh, let's not stand on Thancred, guys. Guys? Okay. Maybe they're immune to the tank busters. Whoa. Oh, that's wider. It's been a while since we've had bosses that have drawn on the floor like that. Nope. Oops. The arena's shrinking, isn't it? Oh, dear Lord. Okay, that's... Am I safe here? I think I'm safe here. Just about. That's interesting. They're clearly upping the stuff that the AI is capable of. This is quite an involved AI fight, really, isn't it? I've got a Vuln stack. Why do I have a Vuln stack? I've had it for quite a while as well, by the look of it, assuming it was 60 seconds, like the normal ones. These are the big wide ones. That's what I meant to press. Oh, they did increase the range of that. I vaguely recall somebody mentioning that there was or there were due to be some range increases for certain abilities. Ah. Oof. Almost cocked that up. Oh, I was going to say, where's our treasure chest? Distance arm guards of casting. Where have they gone? There. Yeah, there's some nice enough looking gloves. What item level are they? 625. Yeah, so gear here is an upgrade. Which is good. I like that. Because I tend to do the dungeons quite a few times if the glamour's good. Ooh. Ooh. Polycrystals? That's cool looking. Ah, this is a really cool area. I like this a lot. Yes. The design team. I know there has been a lot of critique of the 6.1 through 6.4 patch stuff. People saying, you know, oh, they've split their time too much between this and FF16. You know, it's been nothing but problems all the way through. It's like, really? Has it? Maybe I've not been paying enough attention to these. Oh, hello. The huge amount of... Oh, dear. To the huge amount of problems that there have been. Yeah, I don't know whether this is better DPS versus 2. I should really look that up at some point. Since I've been playing Reaper now for a while. That's not what I meant to press. Mealith. That's a cool updraft effect as well. That's really nice. All of the kind of glowy ether effects. More materia. Are we going to get to go over there? That's not going to hit that, is it? Oh, it is. It is so strange to me that even now, months later, after so many years, since Heavensward, of playing Dark Knight, and so many MMOs played where I just cannot stand playing as DPS. It's so interesting to me that it's FF14 of all things, where I found a DPS job / class that I actually enjoy playing. To the extent that I don't tank anymore. I did tank a dungeon actually the other day, which was very weird because obviously I haven't done it in literal months. Yeah, but there's just something about Reaper, and I don't even necessarily think it's the aesthetic, although the aesthetic is, you know, everything that I kind of wanted Dark Knights to be. There's just something about the flow of the combat that, even though I might not necessarily be good at it, it kind of clicks with me. I've been leveling up Monk and Ninja and Samurai, actually, in my game time, what I've been playing. And I can't get to grips with Monk much at all. Ninja, I can play. I'm fairly certain I'm doing it wrong. They're only in the 70s. 74-ish, I think I'm up to. And I screw up Mudras quite a lot. But Samurai now is the one that I'm struggling with. I did an Alliance raid roulette on Samurai, expecting to, you know, go into Crystal Tower, as you often do. Nope. Rid Cataract. Like, oh shit. Level 70, I've got to actually remember how to play. Oh, it's the Kraken! Release it! Ether Kraken. Octomammoth. Bum, 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 bum. Interesting that we have the FF4 music for this. Was this a boss from FF4? Probably was, wasn't it? Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum. More materia. Do-do-do-do-do. Thumbnail got. This is a really cool approach, actually. Oh, it's got platforms. Of course it's got platforms. Gonna smash those, isn't it? Well, he's got no backside, so I don't need to worry about that. Can we actually... Wet? Octo-stroke. I don't want to be stroked. Do-do-do-do-do. I heard that they were planning on getting rid of positionals. In 7.0. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean... I won't say I'm necessarily very good at remembering which positionals I'm supposed to be using. Tidal Breath is a half AoE, isn't it? Yeah. I had a vulnerability stat then. Tidal Roar. Okay. Oh. Tethers. Uh-huh. So they get tethered to platforms, which is... breath stroke. So he's going to breathe forwards and... Right, Saline Spit is the... get on the blue bits. Okay. This is quite an involved fight. And it helps that I'm able to follow what the NPCs are doing. Yeah, I'm not seeing those crystals at all. I feel like quite a lot of people are going to struggle with this one. There's a lot to keep track of. Or maybe it's just me. It's almost certainly just me, actually. Right, breath stroke. Yeah, I called it. The NPCs are doing what I was doing. Oh. So you've got to get out of... that. Yeah, they do it that way. Into the blue. Tidal Roar. Gotcha. Not bad. Especially for me. Not bad. Good dungeon. Bosses seemed a little bit more dodge the AoE heavy. Which is fine, because I actually quite like that. I like having to move. Obviously, when you're there with the duty support, it tends to be a little bit slower. Because they don't DPS while moving. Vishan just runs up. You obtain 40 elegant tombstones of causality. Don't get any gear, do I? Just the chest. Distant breaches of aiming. What do they look like? Fairly basic and generic breach-looking things. Now, is it going to do... Had it been squid, we might have taken some for stunning. Are we going to get to do the whole explore the area thing again? Post-duty. Because I like that they've done that. The pixelation. Guess we're not going to need to. Shh. Smooth and shiny.
Much obliged for clearing the way. We'll get to work at once.
Good for you. I'm sure they're experimenting a little bit with lighting in these instanced areas. It'd be nice if we got some decent reflections.
Filling these up will take a good while. I appreciate it if you stood watch till we finished.
So we're gonna have to stick around.
I ain't getting chewed to chum by some ether-bloated bugger.
Nod. Why is the ground shaped the way it is?
By the by, where were you planning on putting these to use? We could deliver them by airship, see? Provided it ain't too far.
We would need them transported to Glamour, to the Tower of Babel.
Oh, I thought he was going to say to the moon.
Ah, that's a long old journey. Too long for a direct flight. Tell you what, we'll send them over with the scheduled shipment of provisions headed that way. I'll make the arrangements as soon as we get back. Save some poor chocobos having to drag this lot through the snow.
You have our thanks. We shall not forget your generosity.
Mm-hmm. Shing. Pretty. I feel like they may be putting some of the extra experience they've gained with animation in FF16 to use in 14. I really do hope actually that the experience is doing that feeds back.
Seems to be proceeding apace. I dare say you would have been fine without me.
Nah, you tanked all right, Thancred. Meh.
Why would you say such a thing?
Because he's self-deprecating.
By contract or the threat of force. And you gain no advantage by devaluing your own contribution.
That's what he does.
Yet you must be bound by something to speak thus. What is it?
What binds me? A belief, I suppose. Born of our shared struggles.
That you're bloody used to know.
No matter where my comrades go, I have faith they will be fine.
Which is why he was the first to sacrifice himself in Ultima Thule.
Path as surely as I walk mine. I trust them, in short. Trite though it may sound.
Trust.
Trust.
Yeah, see? See? Just realised her hair is actually clipping through her hat.
How long has it been since last I used it? It had no place in my dealings. Not with other Voidsent, and certainly not with Xenos. Not even in the time before darkness engulfed the world. Full often did Memoriates betray their own, corrupted by the very power they wielded.
Power corrupts.
No one but yourself. Alone we fought. And alone we fell.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to trust. Is there some trick to it?
Not really.
Just stay close to this one. You'll learn in no time.
Are you saying we're a good influence, Thancred?
Absolutely fine.
According to this, I've only been recording for 13 minutes. OBS is really screwed. I hope it hasn't lost footage.
I confess I thought thou mightst have more words of counsel to
Oh, she'll soon get the hang of it, even without my help. After our work here is done, I'll see myself back to the shadows.
Who's spying on Thancred?
But before that, I take it you've heard as well.
Ooh?
Indeed. The client seeketh Archons, and 'twould
Setting up for future story.
Prime candidates.
The client.
Well, assuming we take on the request, I suspect I'll be stuck with you again. Don't let me down,
Set up. The big question is, what are they going to have to replace the Ascians? I enjoyed that. That was a good dungeon. Enjoyed it a great deal. The bosses were definitely a little bit more involved than they have otherwise been. Anybody got anything to say? Zero's straight as an arrow, isn't she? A refreshing contrast to our more circuitous company. You are truly indebted to Cockle. I must invite him to Razat-Han as a guest of honor. By simply staying close to you, will I really learn about trust? Probably. Do not only allow us use of the tanks, but to arrange their transportation to Garlemald besides. Blessed are we to count Cockle among our allies. And to thee, we must also give thanks, Thancred, for coming to our aid on such short notice. Please, you know I'm always happy to help. Don't hesitate to call on me again. Materia. Just end up selling it all anyway. Don't know why I keep choosing piety materia, because I don't think that sells. Till next time. You may now enter the Aetherfont with the party of NPC avatars, blah, 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 blah. Thancred has been added to the unending codex. Right, I need to go and check that this is actually recorded, because according to OBS, we've only been going for 16 minutes, and I'm fairly certain that dungeon took longer than that. So this could be one of those days. Until next time. My impressions of the Aetherfont? Very positive. Nice to look at. Good combats. Good bosses. I enjoyed the bosses. Don't have any way of forming an opinion on what the gear looks like because I didn't get enough of it to really guess. But yeah, good stuff. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. We will continue onwards to the fear to... Like fear to flame. Next time. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.